Describing that great time when Moshiach finally comes, the Rambam says, in the end of his compilation, Mishnah Torah, Le'yisham le'rav v'lei milchama. There'll be no hunger and no war. V'lei kina v'sachrus. There'll be no jealousy, no competition. Then the Rambam says that the reason for all this is shahateva mushpa'as harbe, because there'll be a tremendous profusion of goodness. V'chol ma'adanim, and all delicacies or delights, mitzuyin ka'afar, will be as available as dust. The Rambam seems to employ poetic language here, or unnecessary redundancy. In the Rambam's Hakdama to the entirety of the Sefer of Mishnah Torah, he describes the style that he intends to use. V'ro'isi l'chaber, says the Rambam, I have seen it fit to compile dvarim hamizborerim mikol elu achiburim, things that have become very, very clear from all of the other codes and writings, the manuscripts and tomes that preceded him. All of them, says Rambam, bilshem berura, they will all be in a concise and precise language, derech tzara. The Rambam also rules halachically in the laws of Deis. In Halacha Daled he says, b'divrei tevra u b'divrei chachma, when you speak of words of Torah or words of wisdom, yiyu divrei ha'adam ma'atim, a person's words should be short and few, but in yonehem, the content, merubim. And the Rambam says this ultimately is a dictum of our sages. La'ilam yeshana adam litalmidav derech tzara. People who teach Torah should do it concisely, as the Gemara says in Mesechet Pesachim on page 3. Why then, when it came to the Rambam describing the end of time, does he seemingly use unnecessary verbiage? Sha'ateva mushpas harbe, and then adding v'chol ma'adanim mitzuyin ka'afar. Isn't it enough if there's an abundance of good? So the Rebbe explained this in one of his Hadronim. He said, Hateva tia mushpas harbe, a lot of good. This is shoyl, this rules out the possibility of hunger or war. After all, why would you go to war when you have everything you need? But it doesn't rule out the possibility of jealousy. I might have abundance, but I could still be jealous that somebody else might have more. That is, after all, human nature. And so, the Rambam tells us that not only will there be an abundance, but in addition to this, he says, V'chol ha'ma'adanim mitzuyin ka'afar. In other words, there'll be no value. Value-driven jealousy by the perception that somebody else has something more valuable than me will simply fade away in that future when Moshiach comes. As to the kina and tachros, the Rebbe said that kina is a hergish belev, it's a feeling in the heart. Tachros is what it brings to, actual competition. My dear friends, this will be a wonderful time in which not only will there be no actual wars, but people's value system will change forever. Materialism will be meaningless. The only focus will be Ladas es Hashem, to know HaKadosh Baruch Hu.